the government passed the Children's Act in 1997. This provision effectively ended corporal punishment in schools across the country, defined as the intentional use of pain or injury to a child in a bid to belittle, humiliate, and ridicule a child. Despite the legal provision, many learners in schools across the country say they are exposed to corporal punishment, with teachers in different schools saying it is intended to ensure behavior change and improve academic excellence. However, the Ministry of Education, under its Uganda Secondary Education Expansion Project, USEP, has set up training workshops for teachers across the country intended to prevent corporal punishment in schools. The ministry argues that schools should be a safe place for learners to prevent traumatizing learners.
Because of corporal punishments, because of not being listened to by teachers. We have always encouraged our teachers to always listen to their learners and support them. For example, our school.
The latest training session was held in Insingiro on the back of reports of continuing cases of corporal punishment by teachers in schools in western Uganda. Ayebale is calling on the government to carry out more training on schools, on school administrators to avoid violence in schools.
Some students are even traumatized from home, but then when they come back to school and again they are traumatized, those learners end up dropping out of school. So I call upon the government to at least support more trainings in secondary schools and primary schools, train administrators how they should handle such cases, and also train other teachers on violence, how we can avoid violence in school.
However, according to Herbert Tuhilire, a teacher at Chikagati Seed Secondary School in Isingiro, violence remains common in schools through different ways like strikes, fighting, and bullying, sometimes facilitated by teachers.
Teachers, they are behind these violences. Take an example, when students are fighting for these big affairs, you find the teachers behind the learners telling them, you're going to attack the administrators, you're going to attack the office. And other cases are also being brought by fellow students. Take an example, you find members in upper classes, particularly senior 3s and senior 4s, trying to fight and beat these senior ones.
The chairperson of the Board of Governors at Bukanga Secondary School, Matthias Atushabomwe, also in Isingiro, says schools should follow policies intended to prevent learners being exposed to violence through positive discipline.
The clubs that we have been having active, to make them active, we have been having some clubs in some schools, not all schools, but those clubs help our children because these children learn more from their fellow students than teachers. So in those clubs, you find that discipline is enforced.
Christine Bailisa, a coordinator from Uganda Secondary Education Expansion Project, says this project is supported by the Ministry of Education and Sports and is intended to ensure school administrators shun all forms of violence to learners. She explains that most learners are exposed to physical violence, sexual and mental harassment, and this is leading to high dropout of learners from schools, calling for its elimination by all means.
With positive discipline, we talk of creating a friendly environment where learners can negotiate with teachers to understand the problem better and how to solve it amicably. But also we are talking of using the law, the policies, like the constitution, the education policy and all the other policies that help and guide both the learners and the teachers to create a safe school learning environment.
Asked about this, Ms. Sophia Napio, a police constable on the Child and Family Protection Unit at Isingiro Police Station, says senior staff in schools should play a role of listening to learners' needs. She says some learners are afraid to meet a senior woman or teacher.
Senior women and senior men teachers, of which their responsibility and role majorly is to listen to your problems. If you have a problem, don't fear to approach those two people because it is their responsibility. It is their role to listen to all your challenges and find a way of solving it.
According to the 2024 Annual Police Crime Report, 787 cases of child abuse and torture were reported. Of this, Rizi region, under which Isingiro District falls, had 35 cases, which included child abuse and torture from North Kyoga region, totaling 126. Other forms of violence cases that were registered included threatening violence with 10,160 cases and 14,073 cases of domestic violence in the country.